Welcome, everybody. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of experience in teaching, and I would like to help dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we are going to be studying the chapter Atithi or Guest, written by the author Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born on May the 7th, 1861, in Calcutta, now called Kolkata. He died on August 7, 1941, at Calcutta itself. He is credited with bringing new prose and verse forms and also using colloquial or the language that is spoken by everyday folk into Bengali literature. In the year 1913, he became the first non-European to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature. He received a knighthood in 1915 from the Queen, but he gave it back in the year 1999 in protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Would you like to be a free spirit, a person not tied to anything or anyone? The story starts with the landlord of Kathalia, Matilal Babu, meeting a young boy. He introduces himself as Tarapada. They are in a riverside market. He asks the zamindar whether he could travel with him. The zamindar looks at him, sees a young 15 or 16-year-old boy wearing nothing but a simple dhoti, but a handsome boy nonetheless, and showing signs of good breeding. So he allows him to come with him on his boat. When the boy comes on the boat, he instantly starts to mix with everyone there. He takes over the cooking, cooks fish, he cooks vegetable. Before setting down for his meal, he dives off the side of the boat, has a bath, comes back. The zamindar invites him into his cabin where he meets the zamindar's family, the zamindar's wife, Annapurna, and his daughter, Charu, a 9-year-old. Annapurna is instantly drawn to this young boy. He is such a beautiful boy that it looks as if each part of him is sculpted. There is not an ounce of fat on him anywhere. She starts to question him. What is his background? She learns that he comes from a family of 5 brothers and 4 sisters. Even though he is the beloved of everyone in his family, in fact, he is loved by everyone in his village. Yet, he runs away with the members of a Pakali troupe. Pakali or Pather Panchali is basically a folk narrative in Bengal where people form troops or yatras and they go from village to village performing stories or putting on acts or dramas for the people to enjoy. He is caught and brought back. The mother tries to show her love and affection for him. She emotionally blackmails him, crying tears. The elder brother tries to discipline him. But this boy has got the soul of a wanderer inside him. It is not long before he runs away with another troop. During his travels, people are always attracted to him, especially women who seek to mother him. But whenever he feels that ties are growing very strong between him and others, or other people are feeling emotionally dependent on him, he runs away again. In the course of his wanderings, he has learned a great many things. How to play a musical instrument, for example. As we have seen, he knows how to cook. It is at this point in his life that Matilal Babu and his wife enters. Annapurna keeps on trying to question him, trying to understand who or what he is. She feels a maternal attraction towards him. She would like to keep him with herself. But the boy is not interested. If she gives him sweets, he accepts gratefully, but he doesn't care for milk, and he will not be forced. Not even if Matilal Babu asks him to drink it. He is basically an enigma, a riddle, who sees beauty in everything. He is fascinated by what he sees from the boat, fields, the trees, the birds. Everything has a meaning for him. That evening, a story is being told to the family of Love and Kush. Tarpara, he is on the roof of the boat. He has been helping with the sails. He has been helping to steer the boat with a tiller. But he cannot stop himself when he hears this narrative. He jumps down and takes over the story. He's such a gifted storyteller that he holds everyone in his grasp. The only one untouched by the attraction that Tarpara holds is the young girl, Charu. She is the apple of her parents' eye and she has been spoiled totally. She throws tantrums at will. When she wants something, she wants it and she will not take no for an answer. She is jealous. How can this boy take away even a little bit of my parents' attention from me? Her mother hopes that perhaps exposure to Tarpara would help Charu become more sweet, become more loving. Charu tries everything to get her parents' attention. She behaves badly, she will slap the maid, and when she feels that her mother is coming too close to Tarpara, she acts up even more. The mother realizes the little girl is jealous, but the girl herself doesn't show her true feelings. She pretends that she is not interested in the boy at all, though she continues to watch his activities without anyone being aware of it because she is such a fine actress. 10 days are spent on the boat before the zamindar finally arrives at Kathalia, his zamindari, his ancestral place. He goes to his house with procession and fanfare. Tarpara has got off. He makes friends very easily. With young boys, he is a boy. With his elders, he is more mature, but always respectful. He calls somebody Didi, he calls somebody Dada. Dada means elder brother in Bengali. Forging relationships with everyone in the village, he soon wins the hearts and affections of all. The one person whose affection he is not able to win is Charu. And because she dislikes him, Tarpara continues to stay on. Here we are also told about Sona Mani. Who is Sona Mani? A young widow. She was married at a very young age and her husband died. She is the childhood friend of Charu. She did not come to meet Charu because she was sick, but now that she is well, she comes over to meet him. Charu is anxious to tell her about Tarpara. Sona Mani tells her that yes, I know about him. I call him Big Brother. He comes to my house. This angers Charu and she picks a fight with Sona Mani. One day, she goes into Tarpara's room and she breaks the flute that he plays so beautifully. He comes in and spots her doing so and he asks why, and she looks at him angrily, but she doesn't bother answering him properly. In the house, there are books on English. Matilal Babu finds the boy engrossed in his books and he asks him, would you like to learn English? And the boy says yes. So the kind zamindar hires the village teacher to teach him. Tarpara is lost in his studies. Charu doesn't like this. So she tells her father, I too would like to learn English. The father knows that she doesn't want to, might not be able to, but he cannot say no to his daughter for anything, so he agrees. She joins the lessons, but there, neither will she study nor she will allow Tarpara to study. If he does well and it is time for him to move on, she gets angry because she is not doing well. She forces the master to teach her on the same level with Tarpara, which she is simply not capable of. Every time this happens, she gets more and more angry. And then you have Sona Mani. She comes over. She's afraid to speak to Tarpara in front of Charu. But when she has him alone, she invites him, come over to my house. My mother would like to meet you. When he does go, he stays there for a day. He stays there for 2 days. And Charu gets very, very angry. She fights with Sona Mani, threatening her, telling her not to disturb Tarpara's studies. She even locks the door to Tarpara's room in order to prevent him going to Sona Mani's house. Tarpara himself doesn't know when Charu will get so angry that she starts crying or does something bad. If he does well in his lessons and she cannot keep up with him, she pours ink over his books. She destroys his homework. One day when she does that, he gets so upset he doesn't know what to say. And she sees him like this and she feels very bad. She writes an apology letter in English. Tarpara is amused. She bursts out into laughter. She gets angry. She wishes she could erase what she had written, but she cannot. 2 years have gone by. Tarpara is still in Kathalia. It is time for Charu to get married, and Matilal Babu sends people out looking for somebody to whom he can marry his daughter. Since Charu is of marriageable age, restrictions are placed on her. No more English lessons, no more freedom. But she rebels. She will not be treated like this. Annaparna tells Matilal, why look outside when we have Tarpara over here with us? He's a good person. He's a good boy. Why cannot we marry our daughter to him? Matilal has never thought of this. He is attracted to Tarpara like a son. But we are talking about his daughter after all. People come over to see the girl, but she behaves badly. They have to be sent back disappointed. Matilal realizes that he and his wife have spoiled their daughter and that it might be a good idea to take Annapurna's advice. So he sends somebody to Tarpara's village to find out about his family. He hears that he is from a Brahmin family. They're a poor family, but they are a good family. Charu still bursts in on Tarpara's lessons. She will disturb him no matter what. A feeling of attraction is growing. Tarpara is afraid to put a name to it. The wedding is set for the month of Savan. Tarpara's family, his brothers, his sisters, his mother are coming over. Matilal doesn't inform either Charu or Tarpara of what he is planning. The rains come. The river swells. There is a lot of coming and going on the river now. At the Nag family estate, a chariot festival is being held. There is talk about it in all the villages around. And Tarapada hears it too. He looks up at the clouds, he looks at the swollen river. And the night before his wedding, the day that he is supposed to get married on, Tarpara is nowhere to be found. He has run away once again. Who are the characters in the story? Tarpara, When we first see him, he's 15 to 16 years old. He does not wish to live a life of responsibility, to live a life like society wants him. Charu Shashi, or Charu, she is a young girl of 9. She has been spoiled by her parents. She is willful, obstinate, jealous, very passionate, and a complex person. Matilal Babu, who is a wealthy zamindar. He's a kind-hearted person. He regards Tarpara as a son that he never had. Annapurna, Matilal's wife, who is instantly drawn towards Tarpara, who has a nurturing, protective, maternal nature, and who tries to keep Tarpara with her for as long as she can. Finally, Sonamani, a young widow who is Charu's and Tarpara's friend as well. The setting is in colonial Bengal. India was ruled by the English. We first see the riverside market where Matilal the Zamindar and Tarpara meet. The second setting is the boat that is travelling on the river Padmavati. Kathalia, the village of Matilal Babu, where his Zamindari estate is. Inside that village, we are taken to his house, which has books, where we see Tarpara's room. What are the literary devices that are used here? The third person omniscient narrator. We have a narrator who tells us a story. He can tell us the thoughts and feelings of multiple characters at one time. In such a way, we begin to understand and get an insight into the character's thoughts and feelings. It also allows us to make a time leap of 2 years. There is symbolism here, like the river, which represents the flow of life, how life changes, and also Tarpara's wandering nature. The flute, which is symbolic of artists and artistic expression, and Tarpara's free spirit. The boat journey, which is symbolic of the journey of life and the temporary connections that we form. The birds. Tarpara is compared to a swan, is compared to a cage bird. Tells us that he has a pure, untamable nature. There are metaphors and similes. Tarpara is described like a swan, or he is compared to a young fawn. Charu's jealousy is compared to darts of fire, and the returning of the monsoon is compared to Parvati returning to her parents' home, which we know is an allusion to the god Shiva. There is irony here, how Charu's hatred changes to possessive love. The family trying to capture what cannot be captured. Tarpara. Tarpara disappears just before he is married, when he is about to be bound by society, by family ties. Foreshadowing. From the early descriptions we hear when we understand that Tarpara is a difficult person to be tied down. We learn about his history of running away with every group and from every group that tries to claim him and make him one of their own. And always we keep on hearing about how his nature gives itself to wandering. What are the themes in this particular lesson? You have freedom on one hand and responsibility on the other. Should an individual be free, or should he have social and emotional ties to people? Tarpara cannot be contained by conventional ties. You have the nature of love and possession. There are different forms of love. The parental love, the love that Annapurna and Matilal feel for both Charu as well as Tarpara. There is romantic love, the coming of age love, a growing togetherness between Tarpara and Charu. There is possessive love, where Charu wants to make sure that Tarpara will only answer to her. And of course, what is the meaning of love? Is love something that you need to hold on to tightly? Or does love mean you have to have the ability to let go of the person that you love? There is the coming of age over here, where both Tarpara and Charu, they grow in age, in emotions, and their relationship with each other allows them both gain insights into each other and also to grow as people. There is art. The artistic temperament is displayed by Tarpara, where his musical abilities is bound to his character. It suggests that people who are true artists must remain free to create works of art and should not and cannot be bound by conventional ties. There is social class and convention. Here, people look for ways to categorize Tarpara. Who is he? What is his background? Even when the time comes for him to be married, Matilal must needs go and find out about the background, whether or not he is of a suitable family, whether or not if he is a suitable caste. That's it then, the end of the lesson. I do hope I have been able to help. If I have, please remember to like, subscribe and share. There might be others who would require our help. Thank you so much for watching.